Fast Moving Targets, live from Eurosonic Noorderslag, the 2013 edition. We've got a format, so I just have a list of questions, and
okay.
I can ask them anyone.
Let's go through the form. This is going to be like a medical appointment.
Yeah. So who are you and what are you doing?
My name is Jake Beaumont-Nesbitt. I'm here. I work with a Dutch band called Go Back to the Zoo, and I'm here as part of the team from the International Music Managers Forum, which is a trade association of artist managers.
Yeah, so you have a long history in the world of music.
Reasonably, yeah. I've done other things, but I've been in music for at least 10 years.
Yeah. Have you been in forums, etc. as well today?
Yes, I have. Yeah, absolutely. Interesting.
Yeah, and we ask all people, because some of them have been on stage, others haven't been. But we say, if there would be one point you would like to make that's important to you at this festival, what would it be?
I think the festival makes its own point, that it's really, no matter what we're saying on panels or discussing, it's about the music, and it's astonishing to come to an event like this that's so well curated, where you are seeing here in January at the beginning of the year, you are seeing the artists that are ready to break, to do something, to excite us all and to engage us in the coming year. So I think that's the point of this event, is it's the music, the artists and the high quality. Yeah,
you said you work with and for Go Back to the Zoo.
Yes.
How did you get in touch with them?
Through their agent, who runs, he has the venue, the Spiegel Hall in town, a company called Double V, Jacco and Willem, and they put on a lot of new acts there. They've got some really exciting acts tonight, and I discovered Go Back to the Zoo through those guys, and they famously have a bowling party here at Eurosonic, which featured some shocking rock and roll antics.
Yeah, really good. And we've talked here in the interactive part with a lot of startups, tech companies, etc. Not a lot, to be quite honest, from the focus from an artist. So if I ask you, this is about the digitization, new possibilities, etc. What new possibilities has it given artists, the possibilities of the internet, the digital, this digital area?
It's too high. When you say what is very specific, so nail them all, and it's like there's too long a list.
Yeah, okay.
When you look at the point where the gramophone came in and caused that you needed to have a definitive version, you need to have Elvis's version, the Star version, that one technological change led to changes for artists that allowed their recordings to travel ahead of them and into other countries without them, and to expand their reach. And the possibilities of digital are just scaling that up on a ridiculous fashion, and there's so many new companies coming in with exciting, innovative ways that artists can relate to their audience. So I think to nail all the whats, there's this is difficult, and a lot of them are here, and it's an exciting point to come and see and compare those services. But the key thing that's happening is that the artist is able to have a closer relationship with the fan, and the fan is able to have a closer relationship with the artist. That's the big possibility. What happens when you remove the barriers, the intermediaries, and you just get to that emotional moment that music represents. Yeah,
and for example, what does Go Back to the Zoo do on that on that field? How do they close down the relationship with their fans?
Well, so for example, just on a very simplistic thing that's not particularly innovative that everyone does, is Facebook. That you can put an event up there on Facebook and say, who wants to come to this show, and the fans can start talking to each other, they can meet each other, and it builds a community. The band can talk to the fans through Facebook and say what they've been up to. You can then go far beyond that. It's relatively cheap and convenient now to put video up on YouTube for the band to talk about what they've been up to show new music and to stream music. Yeah. So there's a number of ways. It's just basically about reaching the fan and having a wider dialogue.
Yeah. Does it? There's some artists I know. They actually quite like the idea of we make something, we release it. Of course, we're on stage and there are the fans, but they didn't always have a close relationship with their fans, so to say. Yeah. Do artists nowadays who want to use the new possibilities better, do they have new capabilities, different than...
They do. They've been empowered to get closer to their fans. Yeah. That's the big possibility. Yeah. And then how do you want to interact? It depends on the fans, it depends on the artists, what they're both comfortable with, what they enjoy. So it's different for every artist. But that's the exciting possibility.
So we ask people what was an important trend you see, and then you say that is really the key thing that I see happening.
And it's very much that we're here. We're already in the digital era. It's not like a future-seeking thing that we're here. And so it's just exciting as new applications, new services develop that are artist-specific or fan-specific. So we're getting fragmentation coming in, specialization, things that are exciting for one group of artists and fans might not be for others. No. It's diversity. It's a range of ways.
Yeah, and is there? Well, there will be more of them as well. But if you would have to name one sort of hurdle, one thing that should change to make, well, life easier in the music in the music industry.
I think it's very difficult for artists to have transparency, for them to know who's using their stuff, how it's being paid for, and what's happening. So digital empowers the tracking of usage of content, of IP, and the servicing of greater information to more people. So transparency that's not the hurdle, but that's the hurdle we have to overcome, is the opacity, is the murkiness of the music industry.
Yeah, because on another field, say on the internet, etc., you have more data than ever. You know where
contextual
people
data that will inform you about the fans and what they're interested in and the other stuff they like. It's very enriching.
Yeah. Now you say you're helping out bands, but when we talk about so the business aspect, if I would ask you to start a new business now, in what field would you look?
I think that we're here, the field you need to look at is there's so much talent around here, is to find an artist who's creative and exciting and doing something different with energy and passion, and to see what ways they can be supported. So it's less about coming up with a business model, it's more about finding an artist who needs help and support and then trying to help them navigate the path to sharing their music and getting more people to have that experience.
And one of the persons that we spoke to said it changed from, say, exploiting rights, etc., and changed to servicing in all sorts of fields. It can be servicing an artist, but it can be servicing music lovers as well. So it's more servicing. It is.
Yes.
Would you agree on that?
Less about control, more about openness. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, because you're a busy man.
You.
So thank you. Thank
all
you.
The best.
Yeah.
Cool.